Okay, I think we'll start. So today's restorative class, we're going to start in a child's pose, but we want it to be supported just as we normally would. So I'll give you a few options. Start by coming onto all fours and have something propped up in front of you to start with. So if you're really comfy in your child's pose normally, you could start with it completely flat, just a pillow, a cushion. Make sure it's not too soft. You don't want to sink down too far. You want it to support the chest. Take the knees wider than the hips, as wide as feels comfortable. Point the toes, bring the big toes together. Start to take the bum back towards the heels and lie down on top of your prop, pulling it right in nice and close. Turn the head and rest onto a cheek. If that feels really uncomfortable for the neck, you could bring the forehead down onto the prop. You could pop the forehead onto the hands to make space for the face. Or you could even use a thin block, something like this, to pop under the forehead so that the arms can still relax. So this might feel really scrunched, and you might not want to hold that for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, depending on how long we hold it for. So if that's a little bit low, you can take something underneath your prop to prop it up a little bit. And if it feels really scrunchy in the knees and that doesn't feel very nice, you could use a block under the bum with the feet a little bit apart to bring the bum up a little bit. And again, you can kind of go however high feels nice. But as you can imagine, once you bring yourself up, this is going to feel really low. So then you'll want to pop something under that as well to bring it up for you. So take a moment to mess around with your props. The last suggestion is to put something under the tops of the feet, rolled up under the ankles here. That way, the foot doesn't have to point flat. It can have a little bit of a curve in it and be supported there in the ankle, which might feel quite nice as well. So take a moment to find your comfortable position here. And it might take a second or two. There's no rush. And then once you feel comfortable, once you feel supported, let the arms relax and see about letting the eyes close. If at any point it becomes uncomfortable, you can always come out. You can go onto all fours and just have a seat whenever you need to. You can always adjust as you need to as well. Maybe during the practice you decide you want to prop up a little bit more. That's fine. One of the best things about doing classes online is you don't really disturb anyone. If you move around or adjust, your noise isn't going to disturb anyone else in the class, which is quite good. So find that comfortable position. Make sure the elbows, if you're not using the hands at all to support the face, make sure the elbows are far away. So reach them out to the side and let them relax. That way, the shoulders can relax and separate. Take a moment or two to make yourself comfortable. And then find some stillness, letting the eyes close. If it's comfortable resting on one cheek, make sure that you swap to the other side as and when you like. Notice how this feels in the body as we start to hold the pose a little bit longer. Through the back, the hips, and the chest and shoulders. We'll take a moment to focus our attention on this moment right now. So to start with, notice what you can hear in your space, or anything else that might stand out to you. If you have any incense burning, you might notice that smell. If there's something noisy going on around you or just outside, you might hear that noise. Resist the urge to label it, especially negative labels like annoying. And just notice your space as it is right now, with no judgment. Start to bring your awareness into your body and notice how your body feels right now. Again, being mindful and gentle, not to go too judgmental. So we're trying to find that space in the mind where we can observe the body without having to add labels or judgments or emotional reactions. As with any of our yoga poses that we take in our restorative class, we want it to feel very gentle. Particularly in this one, it might feel quite strong through the hips. Make sure that you prop yourself up as much as you can so that it just feels gentle. As we bring our awareness into our body, and as we start to take a moment to relax and rest, we activate our parasympathetic nervous system, and we might find that our body starts to react to that. Anything that our parasympathetic nervous system governs might come to the front of our mind, our rest and digest system. So we might feel particularly tired, or all of a sudden feel very hungry. Try not to get too wrapped up in any one feeling, but know that we can see to them when we finish our practice. Start to bring your awareness to your breathing, following that process of inhalation and exhalation with the mind. If you feel comfortable setting an intention for your practice today, you may want to set that intention now. And in general, our intentions are always about a wish or creating a little determination to develop good qualities, qualities that benefit both ourselves and others. You can be more detailed than that if you have something specific, or you can be as vague as that. And just hold on to that wish for a moment. Bring your awareness back to your breathing and start to follow the process of inhalation and exhalation again. If you would like to take a breath to help slow down the mind, you could take a very gentle breath that starts with an inhale and then ends with an even longer, slower exhale. Nice, slow inhale, longer, slower exhale. If it feels natural and comfortable, you can keep this breath through the whole practice. When you feel ready, and if you haven't yet, we'll start to take some movements in the fingers, and then through the head and the neck, lifting the head up, press into your hands, and come up onto all fours. You might feel a little bit stiff through the hips. Take a moment here on all fours. If it doesn't feel comfortable or if props are in the way, you can scoot them out of the way for a moment. And then on all fours, just take a little bit of movement. So on the inhale, let the belly just droop down just a little bit. And on the exhale, round through the back. One more of these, a very slow droop, maybe even just straightening up through the spine or finding a natural curve. And exhale. Stay. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a lovely rest of day. If you have any questions, feel free to get in touch any way you like and ask questions. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day.